Austin Harvey here. I'm going to tell my story about the last 4 days of my life. It was a pretty traumatic 4 days, to say the very least. But with all the stuff I put on Facebook, people think I'm crazy or that I'm on drugs or I don't know. They don't know what to think. So I'm making this YouTube video to basically describe what happened to me, and it's up to you to believe me or not. I'm not here to um, sway someone over to whatever side you think I'm, you know, trying to persuade. I'm here to just basically tell you what happened to me, and that I'm not making anything up, and I have no reason to make anything up. Um, it's ironic because I have friends that some believe me that something's going on, some are sending me uh, get off drug, propaganda, and some are just worried shitless, and they should be because I am too. And at the end of the day, I don't know exactly what the fuck happened and why it happened. All I know is what I saw, and that's what I'm gonna say. That's my story. So believe me for what it is, and you guys can make your own, you know, speculations or come to your own conclusions. But at the end of the day, it was a very traumatic experience, and I don't know why it happened to me, but it did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the very beginning of the trip, starting from Colorado Springs and going to um, coming to Seattle. Um, I will say exactly what happened, not knowing all the stuff I know now. Um, the next day after what I saw, I spectated a lot of things in the city of Arlington, as well as, or the town of Arlington, because I don't really know if it's much of a city, but including all the stuff that I printed out and just researched myself off of Google. So everything that I saw was basically I I wanted to think I was crazy, but everything that I saw was definitely um, from the stuff that I found out was it was proven. So I'm going to start from beginning and we'll go from there. So um, I had been driving for probably about 11 hours straight, and from Colorado Springs, and my phone kept draining. Like I would charge it all the way up, but it kept draining like really really fast. And so um, at the time in the car that I was driving, my friend Sam's, um, he told me that the lighters with the chargers worked fine, and they did up until a certain point. And so my phone kept draining. I ended up going to like a gas station and getting one of the a new lighter charger, and that worked for some time, and then it drained again. And I needed my phone because I needed navigation. I needed to know where I was going, all that jazz. Well, I also have my computer, so that was fully charged as well, and a camera. Um, well, the lighter thing kept it wouldn't just shorted out or something, and I tried it in another lighter in the back, and same thing, shorted out. So then I got the battery packs, and it would charge my phone all the way up, and then it would drain really really fast. And I was wondering what the hell is going on. Maybe my my phone's messed up and all this stuff. And there's been some weird stuff with my phone from days before, but that's neither here nor there. But I do need to state that. So, in saying that, um, my phone would basically settings would change, and all of a sudden, um, like my location would be on, and then it would be off, and then there would be like a hidden menu, and all of a sudden, things would happen of all my applications. So it was really bizarre, and it would be linking to the Volkswagen intercom system for navigation for hands free, which was fine. But I wouldn't, authorize it. It would just happen. So listen to music, all this stuff. It's probably going on about, I would say 14, 15 hours now. And I'm, um, I stopped in Boise to get something to eat at Taco Bell. And again, my phone was completely dead. And I'm like, this is getting ridiculous because I needed to navigate or I needed to contact people, all that jazz. So I'm eating at Taco Bell and I'm charging my phone in a wall charger, and I see that um, it's going to take a little longer to get home because of a snowstorm. Granted, this is my second snowstorm. I was in a snowstorm in Wyoming as well. So, Colorado Springs going up through Wyoming all the way over to Idaho, um, back like Idaho to the top of Utah. So it went that way, but it got rerouted. So after being in Boise, um, I got rerouted to where everything happened, but I didn't really know why. I knew Google said that there was a snowstorm and that there was an accident, so I needed to go this route. And I didn't really know why because I was going into a full blizzard. I mean, where I was at, I mean, I could barely see. I got video of it. Um, the video with my phone that I had old charging. Um, so I do have some video evidence of everything, but granted, it was pretty hard to get. So um, I'm going through Idaho after leaving Boise. I had a little break, got something to eat, and I'm kind of confused of why it rerouted me this route, but it did. And the intercom system was acting very weird. A name Spencer came up on the intercom, which wasn't linked to my phone at the time, and it was very bizarre. And it is related to a friend of mine, Roberts, and all that stuff. But I didn't understand why it said Spencer out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it reroutes me and tells me I have to go this way, and then I'm following this semi truck. Well, I'm following the semi truck for a long time. I would say about an hour, hour and a half, and I get to a point where it is just coming down. The snow is just coming down. It's crazy. And I think that's when I posted that picture about I put second blizzard, something like that. Um, well, right about then, everything just started acting really weird. My phone died completely. Um, I hadn't known about my computer or anything yet, just yet, because I hadn't needed it. I've been using. I bought two battery packs. Um, even though one should work, that ran down, but it wouldn't hold a charge in the cigarette lighter machine or whatever. So um, I I'm still behind that same SUV. Well, around 252, which is very bizarre for people that went to Mojave High School and know that number, I all of a sudden the gas light came on, and I had just gotten gas in Boise, so it wasn't too far. And it was the gas light came on, and there was a half a tank of gas left. It showed it on the meter, and I didn't understand how I just left pretty much a couple hours ago. Why I'd be out of gas already, but it came on. And I was like, okay, well, if it comes on, blah blah blah, that's fine. I still have plenty of time to get gas because the light came on before and it was perfectly fine. I want to say, shit, even if it was on empty, you still have at least what 30 miles or something, especially with the Volkswagen. Well, I didn't have that. I literally after at 252 the light came on. After hearing the name Spencer, it all happened at the exact same time. I it basically said the gas light came on, and all of a sudden the the car started acting like it was going out of gas. So I pull over. I still see that semi truck. Pull over, and I'm just still trying to go. And I try to come to a complete stop, and I try to start it up again. It wouldn't turn over, but the electric was working. Everything was fine. It was 252 when this happened. So I park it. I turn the ignition off. I try to start it numerous times, trying to get as far as I can. It seems like it's out of gas. I don't know how, but it is. So whatever. Um, I'm like, didn't think too much of it. I know that it's a full blizzard at this point, and it's going to be a little difficult, to get a gas can. Thinking there's one in the car. So at first, I go in the back of the trunk, and there's no gas can. So I'm like, shit. Okay, here we go. Well, I got to either get a ride. I don't have my phone. Oh, maybe my computer will work, or I can send a message or something. So I get my computer that was fully charged earlier that day, and it won't turn on. So I'm like, well, this sucks. um, I have three different devices that can access, no, four, including the Volkswagen intercom system. Four different devices that can get me help, and not one of them is working. I tried the intercom system. I said 911. I tried to do a SOS, anything because it's linked. But it maybe because it's older. I don't know. It's a 2011, so I don't think it's that old. But anyways, um, I tried my hardest to use the devices that I had. I had two battery packs, all drained out. For some reason, I've only have driven 20 something hours, maybe 22 at this point, and I have no devices, no phone, no computer. I have no way of charging it, even though I have about five different chargers, including you know charge packs, and somehow in 22 hours, all of it is depleted and doesn't work in this area, I guess. So I'm like, well, okay, what's my next bet? I can wait here and wait for someone to help, or I can take matters in my own hands. So I'm honking my horn. Granted, the electric still works. So if I'm out of gas, the battery's still on. I'm honking my horn profusely. I'm talking like help. Because now at this point, I'm watching semis going, I would say in the first 10 minutes, I seen at least 50, maybe 60, going really fast. They all had to see me. I had my lights on, my hazards. Yes, there was a full blizzard, but not one. I seen them. I can hear them. Um, Not one stopped. Not one put their brake lights on. And I was trying to figure out why. Like, why was no one helping? And that's kind of when I started getting really scared. I had no idea the what the issue was. First of all, I'm breaking down with half tank of gas that's dead, you know, and um, and no one's helping, and there's no gas can, and that's just okay. I'm a big boy, no big deal. I'll figure it out. Well, at this point, I'm like, well, I'm kind of fucked right now. It's freezing. I'm still running the heater even though the ignition's not on, but that battery's on. It's out of gas, so it can't, it's gonna turn, the battery's gonna die eventually. Blah blah blah. I know this, but I'm still staying with the car. Well, now I have time because no one's stopping. Each time someone goes by, I'm still honking and have my hazards. I mean, over 100, maybe 200 fucking semis came, and this is about 4 or 5 in the morning. So from 2:52 to about 4 or 5, so what, 3.5 hours? I'm literally asking for help. As people going by, I'm literally like, please help me. Um, Honking the horn, hazards, talking to the intercom, trying to get my phone to work with the battery packs, but it wouldn't. It was scary. But at the end of the day, it's no big deal. I'm going to get through it. Big deal. Well, now I have time to start looking around me and seeing my surroundings and what's going on. That's when things got really bizarre. So in the distance, so I'm on the side of the road. There's myself, the road, and all these. I'm talking semi trucks, cattle, like um, cattle caravans. I'm talking like, but no cattle in them, by the way. Like there's um, full truck tractors holding tractors. There was equipment. I mean, there was like it looked like bits of drills that were being transported for whatever reason to going. This would be going west, I-84 west, and I'm at mile marker 141. I hadn't realized that until the next day, but just give anybody an example of where it was. So I'm watching all this, and I'm looking in the distance, and there's a river or a lake of some sort, and there's these really like there's a really beautiful green and a really beautiful blue and a red, and there's three different lights. And I thought at first they were boats, because they were just going so smoothly, just really slow and gradual. And but there's so much chaos going. there's all these cars. I mean, I'm talking all night long. There's just semi truck after semi truck and cattle truck with no cattle and just weird. Um, and I'm very observant. I was looking at the brands and the logos and the companies, and there was um, a lot of freight, a lot of American freight. There was LNG London. Um, that was the name of a brand or a company. There was a bunch of unmarked, but huge trucks that were all hauling ass, like going really fast, so fast that no one's seen me for whatever reason, and um, and that was just weird to me. Like, why is there so many? Not many cars. I might have seen maybe three cars the whole time. Not one looked at me. I could see them. I could see their face. I could. It wasn't at this point. It wasn't full blizzard. It started to let up, and my lights are on, and I don't get why no one's helping me. And so I'm looking out in the distance, and I thought these were boats at first. Then I started seeing this really long structure that almost looked like a train. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Why? It's 5 in the morning. There's this train on the other side of the river with these lights that look like boats. What's going on? Like, where am I? Right? Where the fuck am I? Um, well, this train structure was eye level into the mountain, like well, I mean ground level. So like basically, if it's a train, you see the tracks and it's going like this. Well, I realized it wasn't a train right away because it was too smooth. There was no friction. There was no hill. There was no bump. It was just perfectly smooth, and it was going really slow. And I started. I have really good eyes, so I don't have the best hearing, but I have really good eyes. Um, so I started kind of like, what the hell is going on? Like, why why is there a train going through the ground level of the mountain on the other side of the lake? Well, I started really looking. At this point, I realized no one's helping me. My lights are on. I'm honked. I don't know how hours, right? And the car's still working, which was weird. Um, so I decided to not really worry about all the stuff that's going on with the semi trucks, to just kind of look past and stare for a while at this train structure. Then I realized it wasn't a train structure at all. It was a bunch of drones. And this is before I knew about it's a drone training, military drone training facility. This is before I knew that, just granted. So I'm like, why is there a bunch of drones? I can't get help. I'm on the side of the road. What the hell is going on? Well, it was almost like a snake that was going through this this dirt mountain structure and built like either building something or digging something. I couldn't really tell yet. But then the snake would disappear. Like it would go through, and all of a sudden, this light fixture drone would run through it, and it looked like it was through it because the depth of field there was like little windows, and you could see a stop in each. So it was going through it, and once it went all the way through it, the sand would pile down and cover up the whole thing that I just seen, and all of a sudden it would disappear. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but it wasn't weird enough to think like, am I hallucinating? No, it was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I wonder what that is. But they're drones, maybe they're I don't know, they're doing something, right? I didn't know where I was. I had no idea where I was. So I started looking a little closer, and that's when I got out of the car. It's freezing and it's snowing, but it's not so like it's not blizzard. So literally, there was like a lot of clouds that over, especially over on the other side of the river, you could see things, but then all of a sudden drones would fly by very slowly, and there would just be this cloud cover, and it was so bizarre. It was just so bizarre, but it was also like intriguing. I was intrigued because I wanted to know what was going on, and since no one's helping me, I have time. What else am I supposed to do, right? So This is when I got out of the car and there's still trucks going by. That's when I went, okay, please help me. I'm out of the car. You can see me. I don't know what the hell is going on. Not one person looked at me. It was almost like I was fucking invisible. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. That's when things got really scary because I realized I'm in a place that I'm the only car. I got rerouted. There's weird things on the intercom of what got me here. The Google Maps thing changed. I didn't realize what the hell was going on, nor did I care because I just wanted to get home to my dog. I didn't ask to be there. I didn't reroute myself. I was forced to go this way. Yet I broke down somehow, and none of my devices were on or worked, and yet no one would help me. So for a place that I probably shouldn't have been as a civilian or whatever, um, I was there for 12 hours before I even started the walk to town. But let me back up. Let me go back to what I did. So no one's helping me. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I remember going crossing the street and ran across as someone and almost waved in the middle of the street, and they were still hauling ass, not one brake light. So that's when I'm like, what the hell is going on? Okay, whatever. So I get across the street, and then it goes down into like a little kind of a embankment before you hit the water. But I wasn't going to go that far because I mean I think I didn't find out the next day, but there's a barbed wire fence before you get there. But I didn't need to get that far. I just wanted to see what's going on the other side. Now, granted, let me tell you, as I'm watching all these cars go by, there's on the hill another street that's going this way, going out. And I'm seeing some of the same vehicles, or at least, same type of vehicles. But when I seen the SNL London, the same car, and it had these lights that were flashing, not just like a regular flashing light, I'm talking like bright, bright flashing. That's when I knew they were coming in, coming out. But I kept thinking that there had to be a crossover, like like an escape route or whatever to turn around because maybe I was like, well, if I just seen that car or that vehicle, why wouldn't they, if they see me, maybe they have to turn around? Well, no one saw me. They had to see me from up there and they had to see me from here. I'm in a car with the alarm going off, honking and lights. So there's no, it blows my mind to think that no one could have saw me. But like I said, it was almost like I was invisible, but whatever. So that's happening. People are coming, people are going, and the whole time I'm baffled of why there's so much traffic at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was it was eerie, it was disturbing, and I seen vehicles that had kind of vehicles that looked like mine, Volkswagen, that had stuff that had like four or five on it, and then they would leave and they wouldn't have any on it. And then there was some that were empty. Then there was this huge vehicle with looked like the top of drill bits, um, or some equipment. Something's called some equipment, but at the end of the day, I didn't know. I didn't really care because I just needed to get home. So back to the beach. So I'm going down after seeing all this. I go down to the other side. So now I'm on the other side, which is where everything happens because I'm seeing the distraction. I'm thinking because all these trucks are definitely distracting. They're loud. Some were. I got to see something different on the other side and here because now I'm on the other side of the road. All the vehicles are on the left side. So I'm hearing things echo maybe off the water. I'm seeing the same cars going by, but some are making different sounds. Like there'd be a semi going by, one right next to it, but it sounded like a helicopter or like a low airplane. And I was wondering why it was so loud and why was it making that noise when that doesn't match up with what the what was making that noise. So then I'm like really like, okay, am I fucking tripping balls? Like what the hell is going on? Well, this is when I realized I should not be here because I'm watching. I'm realizing those lights weren't boats now. Those lights were drones but a different kind of drone. I mean, they would light, they would flash, and then you wouldn't see it for a good maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and then they would flash. Just a quick little flash, and then they were smooth. They were so smooth. I've never seen something so gradually smooth in the sky than. But the reason why they look like boats is because when I was over on the other side, it's up a little ways. Therefore, them being in the air just looked like they were on the water. So it looked like just boats kind of gradually floating. They weren't boats. They were definitely drones or some craft. I wouldn't. I just thought drone because that's how I can explain some unidentified flying object logically, right? Well, so these drones were gorgeous. They were beautiful. They had this really cool light, and I would stare at it, and I just remember like, wow. I mean, what a magnificent piece of machinery. But during this time, now I have full frontal view of this snake-like drone train structure, and it was very bizarre because it was almost like they they did very well. They disguised it as a train because even in the front, it looked like the boxcars all had graffiti on it, but it was basically drone after drone after drone after drone in a line. So it was like a perfectly line of drones that were disguised basically as train cars. I mean, they even have graffiti at the like I would say 4 or 5 of the cars up front. Well, now I'm watching it up front, up close and personal of what it's actually doing. And granted, this is before I researched where I was. I didn't have any, um, you know, no phone, no computer. I didn't have any idea of where I was. So they're literally digging into the look like the mountain or putting something or digging a tunnel, doing something, but all of a sudden I can see multiple drones going through the line inside in the depth of field. They were inside of it and some were on top of it. And I could tell like the levels that they were on. I'm like, that's no train because it would after each time it would go through, the mountain, the dirt would come over and cover its tracks basically, and then it would disappear. Like it would go somewhere behind something. And I'm like, and then it looked like it was just part of the mountain. Hmm. And then at this point, it's not that it's lighter; it's still dark, but I can see everything that's going on because I'm not blinded by all the um, the semi trucks sound and lights and all this stuff. I'm actually eye level of what's going on across the river or lake or wherever I was, because at this point I didn't know. All I knew was a body of water, and when I realized I wasn't supposed to be there, I mean I already knew that, but at the end of the day, no one's helping me. I don't know what the hell to do. Um, I was scared shitless, but it wasn't until I heard a sound like coyotes. I don't know if it was actual coyotes. I really don't. I didn't see them, but it was scary as fuck. I heard a whole pack of coyotes. I don't know if it was mimicking, if the drones or whatever was mimicking animals. I don't know, but it was almost like something had spotted me, and I had like a hoodie on, a shirt, my pants that were gray pants, a gray hoodie, and no hat. I didn't have a hat on. And my black New Balance shoes, but there's a kind of a silver fluorescent um, light to it. So therefore, I was kind of scared that they were going to see, because now these little lights, the beautiful lights that I thought were boats originally, were that would flash once, or whatever, they were getting closer. Then I realized, holy shit, they're not on the other side of the river now. They are close to me. And when I heard the coyote sound, like oh, like when I heard the howl getting closer, I thought I was spotted. And I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to be here. No one would help me. I already feel like I'm in the twilight zone because I was never coming this way. I was rerouted, and this is after my phones have been acting weird. So of course, it sounds like some paranoid fucking conspiracy theory Mel Gibson weird ass shit going on. But at the end of the day, I kept my head on straight. I kept thinking logically, like, there's no way. Like, what's going on? There's got to be a logical explanation. Well, there wasn't. And the more I tried to think logically, the scareder I got because as I started seeing things, this was not no hallucination. This was not because I was tired from driving. This was something that either our government or something I know that wasn't. I've never seen that type of technology before. I've never seen drones um, line up, link in a chain, and dig something, and then disappear into the mountain, and then all of a sudden their tracks are covered. I can describe and I can draw you what it looked like, what each track, and there was like an X in each of the box cars. I can describe in detail what each one looks like, and it was scary. It was really scary. And when I thought that the drones were coming closer and I heard the animal sound, that's when I was really scared and I thought I was gonna die. I really did. I thought they were getting closer, the light, but I kept quiet. I kept really still and really quiet. And as they got closer, one would blink twice to maybe signal the other, and then the other would come, and then one disappeared. The red one. The red one disappeared for a while, and it was just the blue, and it was just the white. Well, the white one came really close to me, and it was so bizarre because it wasn't like right above me. It was almost like it was eye level, and I'm laying down. I'm laying down like this behind this. I thought it was a rock or a plant because there's plants and it's kind of gradual. It's almost like it's almost deserty, and I'm from Arizona, so I just think of open desert. But I didn't really know because there's snow and shit, so I didn't know where it was. I just knew that I was somewhere out of Boise heading towards Portland to go up to Seattle. So I'm like this, and I remember having my hoodie on, and I'm scared shitless, but I have my eye like that, and I'm trying to cover the fluorescent end of the New Balance of my shoe like this, and I'm freezing balls. I'm so cold, by the way. And I just remember doing this, and I'd look up, and this drone structure, it was so scary. I know this sounds crazy, but this drone structure thing, it this almost had like a face to it when it got close. It had like a crown, if you will. It was really scary, but it was really beautiful at the same time. I'd never seen anything like it. And when it went by me, it was almost like a hologram. It like changed into like just a car going by, but just a brief snippet. I don't know if it seen me or I don't think it seen me because if it seen me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought it was gonna shoot me or shoot some fucking lasers. I don't know. I don't really know because I've never seen this shit before. It's right out of like a cross between Star Wars and fucking um I would say Star Wars and like The Hills Have Eyes or something. I don't know. It's weird. But at the end of the day, I'm not on drugs. I might be tired, but dude, like I knew I was seeing something I wasn't supposed to see. And this wasn't my brain playing tricks on me. This was I didn't want to be there. I'm there because no one's helping me. I didn't know what else to do. Well, I thought I was gonna die. I kept seeing the drones. I kept hearing the distance from the trucks up, up on the hill now. And all I could think about was, I'm not happy. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna get caught. Be there. I don't want to be there, but and I've never been so scared in my life. And I was I was so cold. I remember my feet. I never felt. I thought like moving my feet would help, but I thought if I moved my feet that whatever was there was going to shoot me down because first I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I was seeing something that was happening, and it was obvious that all the trucks was a distraction as well as probably moving stuff. And at this point, I didn't know where I was, and I thought, I thought it was either death, eaten by a pack or these drone structures were going to kill me. And I mean, that was all I heard. I really thought it was, and I, I thought hiding was the thing behind this for 5 hours. I was there, out there, 5 hours. Seemed like seemed like 3 days. It got to a point that those drone things, they saw me, or they didn't. I mean, like I said, I felt like I was invisible. I don't know why, but no one was helping me. Maybe somehow I was on the other side of the spectrum. I don't really know, but at the end of the day, dude, every logical thing I could think of, it, it wasn't working. I gotta pause it for a second. So now, by that on that and watching this drone thing, train and drones going through this mountain, not knowing what it's doing, and also watching gorgeous, gorgeous, scary drone light fixtures that are all. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I kept wanting to think I was dreaming. I kept wanting to think I was having a seizure. I kept wanting to think, man, I wish I was on drugs right now, so at least I could have a fucking explanation. But none of that was true. I was seeing something. If I wish that I didn't have to see that because it will haunt my dreams. Feeling what I felt, feeling scared, feeling like I'm going to die um if I made, if you will, like if I make a sound and they know I'm there, I'm going to die because I'm on the side of the road. No one's helping me. I have not got any help, and it's going on shit 8 9 hours now. So that was the worst feeling of all. It's like being not only helpless, but no one wanted to help me. Um, so to stay on topic, I got so cold. I got to a point where I didn't care. I'm like, I'm gonna die, whatever. Like, bring it. That's how I felt. So I got up and I walked back to my car, like, to Sam's car, and thinking I was gonna, But as I started walking, I seen that there was a train on this side of the river that was going by, but it was a real train, but it was going by really slowly, and I thought, is it reflecting somehow? No, no, no. Is it? No, this was a real train. I could see the divots, and I could see how it would go up, and you know what I mean. When you see a train, it's not perfectly linear so smoothly like a light rail. It's not a light rail. That's for damn sure. Well, or a monorail for that. Um, I get to the vehicle again. I see more SUV or semi trucks, and I'm yelling, and I'm help me, blah blah blah. Well, I get to a point where I get to the car, and I freak out. I'm thinking like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Why is no one helping me? Why did I see what I did? Why is no one helping me? And why am I not dead yet? Why the hell has nothing happened? Am I in some twilight zone? Am I like invisible? What the hell is going on? Why am I here? Why the hell am I here? So tried to start it up again. Wouldn't start. But batteries. So I freaking out. My last, I can't just walk. I don't know where I'm walking to. I walked over there. I thought I was gonna fucking die. I'm not leaving this vehicle. Freezing. I'm wet for whatever reason. Maybe there was wet, like water on the fucking ground, but I'm wet. Maybe sweat. Maybe I pissed myself. I don't even fucking know. All I know is so fucking scared. And I don't get scared easy. I really don't. I mean, I had the balls to go and see what was going on. I'm still alive. So I thought, fuck it. Bring it. If I'm going to die, I'm going to fucking go out, die like a baller, I guess, whatever that means. Meaning I'm going to do on my own recourses. But I didn't know why anything was happening. All I know is it was happening. So I get to the car, honking, my last, thing of breath, like, help, blah, blah, blah. No one was helping. I put my head on the horn, and cars going by faster than ever. Not one person stopped. Not one person put a brake light on. I thought I was, I don't know. I thought I was gonna freeze to death. At that, so the second time I thought I was gonna die. Either get killed or freeze to death. One of the two. Or go crazy and like, what the hell is going on, right? Well, the battery finally dies after my head's on the horn, kind of giving up. Battery's now dead. I checked my camera. Now my camera had battery left. It was low battery, but it had battery left. My SLR, this thing right here. This had battery left. My phone wasn't holding the charge. It kept showing the same icon. My computer wasn't working. It didn't even turn on. This baby right here had battery left, and it has a Bluetooth capability, and I thought I can contact someone, uh, or GPS, something. I can do all that with this. Well, it wouldn't allow me for whatever reason. It the battery worked, but it wouldn't allow me to take a picture. It wouldn't allow me to use the Bluetooth. It just wouldn't work. And I'm like, wow, I can't even. There's like nothing is letting me even. No one knows where I'm at. I don't know why I'm here. None of my devices are working. I had just seen some fucking fucked up shit. And at the end of the day, I'm the only one that can help myself. So at this point, light. I seen light. Because I'm at this point, I'm like, what? How many hours have gone by, right? Like, how do I know exactly how many hours have gone by? Technically, I don't. I just know 2:52 was the time that it stopped. 2:52. Well, when I turned the car on, granted, you notice I said turn the car on. Why did it turn on again? It died. I've researched kill switches. It was exactly what happened. I don't know why. I don't know who. But all I know is I tried to turn it on again, and it didn't start. It still acted like it didn't have gas, but it wouldn't turn over. So, but after putting my head on the horn for, well, God seemed at least an hour straight, and it finally died. Why is it starting up? Why is the battery up again? I don't get that. But that's neither here or there. That's not even. I think that's an important detail, but I don't even care about that. So light is starting to come up, and this is when I'm so cold. I can barely move. I have more clothes in the back, but I didn't layer up because I was so fucking cold. I couldn't. My feet feel like they were gonna get frostbite. Like I really, it's horrible. Well, I made the decision. No one's helping. There's still cars going by. Probably fewer at this point, and I'm not seeing the snake anymore. I'm not seeing the snake of drones, if you will. Because light, it's lighter, and there's kind of clouds that are covering where what I was looking at, and I'm on this side up on the hill. Well, I decided that I'm going to try to walk or hitchhike or something, or maybe someone will notice me with a big ass red bag and walking in the light, right? Since no one's still noticing the car, um, not one person. So I decided to, hey, I didn't die. I'm still alive. I thought I was gonna die. I haven't died yet, so let's do this. Let's fucking, we're gonna survive, right? Like, I know it sounds intense, but if you had been through the 12 hours or so of what I've been through at this point, holy fuck, yeah, you would be thinking the same thing. And if you didn't, then shit, then you're good for you. You know what I mean? Whatever. Um, so I'm walking. Oh, right, sorry. So I get in the back. I take my wet socks off, even though I have wet shoes. I put on another thing of socks. I put on another shirt. Put on another jacket. I layer up, and I bring my bag, my red bag. It's this thing right. Full. I mean, I have a computer. I have a camera. I still have a suitcase back in the car. But I was there for over 12 hours. When I took my phone, it's 2:52 again, and I'm like, okay, it can't be exactly 12 hours, but I I don't know why that number. I thought maybe it was just because of the reset and it was 2:52. But when I finally got to town, it was like 3:45 or so. So therefore, it had to be 2:52, I guess. So it was exactly 12 hours from the time I stopped to the time I left the car. It just so happens that that number, but I remember it. So the first thing I did, I packed up everything. I'm ready to go. I lock up the car. Um, I try one more time to use the the Volkswagen intercom system. Um, nope, didn't work. I tried to use my phone. I brought all my chargers with me. I'm like, okay, well, it'll charge in a wall or whatever. So here I go. This is kind of when everything kind of came to fruition of what I seen was true, because I still don't know what to think at this point. Why no one would help me? So I'm in plain daylight. I have a red bag, just walking, and I chose to walk that way. I wasn't gonna walk that way because I had come from that way, and it was a full blizzard. I don't remember the last time there was a town. So I'm walking up. I remember seeing mile marker 141, 141, 141. So I remembered that. You know, I'm now on this side between the top the street that's going this way with all the cars and where I was. So I'm in between and I'm going that way. And I'm just like, there's a lot of trash. I mean, I still don't think it's not. It doesn't look to me like a a, a waste dump or a landfill. It doesn't look like it. Just I just noticed there was a lot of human waste like on the side, like right by the road, right? And I'm walking and I see so I start seeing bones, right? I'm like, after what I seen last night, I'm still trying to think logically. Oh, that's just animal bones or whatever. But there's all this human waste, right? And there probably was animal bones. I'm not saying there wasn't, but I saw a lot of bones, like way more bones than any fucking place should have bones, dude. Then I started when I seen a human skull. That's when I fucking flipped out. I seen a human skull. I know exactly what they look like. It had the same kind of teeth. It had a fucking. Oh god, sorry. I flipped out. I I kept trying to think that they were animal bones and all that stuff, but why? Where am I? What I seen last night? Put all that together. I need to get the fuck out of here. That's all I can think about. So at this point, I'm scared fucking shitless. I'm like, oh my god, like why the fuck is there a human skull here? Why? There's no nothing in my and there's all kinds of bones. So now I'm thinking, well, if I seen a human skull and there's all these bones, I'm not gonna like stick it and be an archaeologist and a scientific investigator to figure it out. I need to get the hell out of here and I need to get the hell out of here now. I've survived thus far. I'm lucky. Now let's go. So I'm walking, and at this point, I don't want to be seen by these cars anymore because they're not helping me. But maybe now that I'm away from the car, or maybe now I'm a little more after seeing that human skull. Now I'm a little more freaked out. So I'm going to be a little more incognito. So I go back towards the other side of the street, initially hugging the water where the drones were. The reason why I went over there is because at least there I could see if anything is coming for me. You see what I'm saying? Um, I get to another part of uh, of this venture where I see a shit ton of bones, and now I'm realizing I'm in some fucking I don't think landfill, but I know I'm in some sort of government or biohazard. I'm in some kind of plant, right? The river and the mountain that I saw is all looks different. Looks like everything that I saw was just part of the mountain, but I know what I saw, so um, I wasn't scared about that. It wasn't like, whoa, that's trippy. No, it was definitely everything that I saw. So then I started seeing biohazard signs and people's remaining or people's like the car parts that were blown up and I actually got stuff just for shits and giggles. Um, I actually grabbed the human skull and I put it in my bag, and then I realized if I were to get in trouble, if a cop, I have a human skull in my bag, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. So I put it back, but I grabbed some things on the side of the street. This is printed by GC Labels, U.S. tenant, orange panel. This is removal of destination slowly. Um, Biohazard sign 1210. Okay. Walmart. There was shit, all kinds of Walmart stuff, by the way, that said biohazard. If you're not supposed to see this, basically. Store 3739 SB Circle One Vale. This Vale is property of Walmart stores and company. Removal by anyone other than a vendor authorized by Walmart Solid Waste Department will result in prosecution. So I'm seeing this little cute little recycle thing and biohazard shit. Um, where the fuck am I and why am I here and why is there human skulls? All right. So like shit like this. I mean, why the hell? There was so much human. There was bills, people's bills. There was just yeah, it looked like trash, right? But there was a lot of blown up shit. There was a lot of like things with chunks taken out of it, right? Um, oh, uh, I mean, that could be an animal. Pretty sure it's an animal, but teeth like humans, you know. There's shit like that all over. Uh, I just did that just to still have like oh, it's gross. I mean, I probably even shouldn't be touching this, but whatever. Um, fucking shit like this. I mean, just I don't know. It's that's just some mementos, I guess, just to show. I gotta wash my hands. So now we're at the part where I put it in my bag, but I'm also being very careful because I know that once I get stopped, if I ever do get stopped, no one's help me. I'm gonna have to explain how I got there, all that jazz. Well, it's kind of hard to say that, yeah, the navigation thing not only rerouted me, but it failed after the gas thing. I mean, come on. The intercoms are saying weird names, and I mean, it sounds crazy. I know it does. But at the end of the day, I don't get how, like, there's so much crazy shit going on in the world. And then, I had friends like, yeah, it kind of sounds crazy. You're stepping on bones and shit. Well, it's not as crazy as fucking Donald Trump being president, right? I mean, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't ask for any of this to happen. All I know is it fucking happened to me, and I'm so with everything that I've gone through thus far, the worst part is feeling crazy or people don't believe you or they don't even give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm on drugs or I was tired or I had a seizure or I'm making it up for publicity of the book that I'm writing. I mean, come the fuck on, dude. I didn't do this for anything. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was trying to get home to Seattle. But whatever. You guys can believe what you want. So we're at the point of me walking into Arlington. I had a choice. There's this bridge and embankment, and I walked past. I see the train on this side of the river. I see four utility vehicles. They're all down there, and this is after I seen the skull. So I'm like, oh my god, I can't really be seen. I was in clear view. I didn't have a choice. I was like on the side of the road, but on the other side of the divider. So therefore, it was off of a cliff. So I'm like hanging on this thing so I don't get hit by a car or I don't fall off a cliff. And I'm all trying not to be seen, but I'm in clear view, so there was nothing. I'm just gonna put my head down and keep walking. Four utility vehicles I walked past down. You know, they're down there. They could see me walking into or on the bridge. I have a choice. Well, I'm hoping actually, if they see me, I was hoping because it's clear view and there's trucks everywhere that I'm not going to get killed right there, anyways. Um, I was actually hoping they would see me. I almost said something to them, but I didn't, and that's the important thing. I didn't, and I think that's what kept me alive. I'm not gonna lie to you. So at this point, I'm walking over like the bridge, and I'm like, I have a choice. I can go into the city that says Arlington, and it's this weird, small little like it's just gave me the creeps. Or I can keep going on the freeway. And since no cars or vehicles have helped me thus far, over 12 hours, I don't think it's smart for me to continue walking on the freeway because for whatever reason, no one wanted to help. So I walk into the town. Weirdest town ever. I mean, I'm from Arizona. You've seen from weird towns. This, I'm like, there was very small. It was a little white trashy. I'm gonna judge. I will judge because I was fucking judged. Um, it was just very kind of quiet. Not nothing really going on. I walked down the hill. I was first at this park. I'm like, I need to go somewhere to charge my phone through a wall, you know. But I didn't want to be. I wanted to be incognito. I didn't want to act like I was you know, an outsider, I guess. But I mean, come on, everybody knows everybody there, I'm sure. So I go to a little restaurant where I'm gonna eat, but I'm also gonna act like it's all good. I'm gonna eat. I'm scared shitless, by the way. Scared shitless. I know I wasn't supposed to see what I was supposed to see. I have to, tell that somebody that my car broke down, why I'm there. So anyways, I go to this little place. The waitress was nice. She was the only one that was kind of nice to me. I asked her, "Hey, can I charge my phone?" She said, "Yeah, you can charge it." Blah blah blah. So I get a sandwich that tasted like shit. I won't lie, it was gross. Um, and a soda, but basically just so I can charge my phone, pass time, get the fuck out of there, right? So I'm charging it. As soon as I turn it on, there was a guy that comes in and he sits right next to me, like right over here, when there's plenty of seats, and he's just looking at me, and I'm like, can I help you? And he's like, oh no, blah blah blah. Okay, and he's like looking over my shoulder, it's really really strange. And at this point, I'm like, oh my god, I can't even turn my phone on. Like, what's going on, right? So I get my phone. I'm at this point, I still thought I was gonna die or something's gonna happen. So I grab my journal and I start writing. Uh, grab my journal and I start writing fast because I don't know what's going on. I have to do this if I get caught. I had bone, someone's teeth, or animal, whatever. I have this weird shit. I was scared. I didn't know. So, but I'm also being smart about it. I've seen enough fucking, like, movies to know what to do. So I put mile marker 141. Stretch of land before Arlington. Government vehicles, thousands, semi-trucks. All night long, thousands of trucks I've seen. Cargo, freight, going and coming and going. Out some of the same vehicles, hours in the making. No one would help me. I pleaded, I begged. No one would help me the whole time. I screamed and honked vigorously. Moved. I even moved. What did I put? No one even slowed down or put out the brake lights. Someone be right next to each other, almost like they were mirroring each other. Some sounded like trains and helicopters, but they were coming from the same trucks. Some would have 7 vehicles on it, leaving with some wouldn't have none. Lots of drones disguised as trains. So I'm just writing as much as I can because this guy's looking at me. So I'm just doing like little notes. I put, but it was a line perfectly linear. Drones, they were making like a snake through the land. Blah blah blah. Thousands up. Uh, would fly through, and the drone and the sand would dissipate over the cars and the tracks. Uh, okay, so that I write all that, but the trucks would be coming by louder than usual, making many sounds. So-called trains, they do have a cool. They do have a cool design. So I mean, I wrote pretty sloppy because this guy's looking at me, and I'm just like literally just trying to, um, you know, write as much as I can, taking notes, right? So I would remember, in case, or I have at least that to yeah. So anyways, so my phone's charging enough to now it can work. Um, First thing I do is call Sam, let him know about the car and what's going on and why the car stopped when it shouldn't have and why am I there and all that jazz. He doesn't have any reasoning and all this jazz whatever. I don't even care. It's not really my concern. Of all I know is I need to get out of there. Well, I try to do an Uber. They don't have Uber there. They don't have Lyft. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. This guy's still on. Granted, still around. So I get my check, I pay, and I'm like, I got to go somewhere else. Okay. So as I'm leaving, I see the guy that was sitting next to me leave too, like right behind me. I'm like, dude, it's obvious he's not even a good fucking. If he is spying on me or if he is following me, he's not good at it because he's not. He's literally like right behind me. I'm like, dude, what is your deal? I can describe what he looked like if you need, but so I'm going somewhere public. So I go in the middle of the grocery store. It's like a huge parking lot, and kind of the town is centered around that. And I'm uh I'm I'm just sitting out front, and I'm now asking people like, so I'm researching. I plugged my phone in. And there was an outside outlet. I'm asking, why is there no taxi cabs? Why is there no Ubers? Why is there no Lyfts? There's no bus system. There's no airport. There's no trains. There's trains out there, but there's no trains, for for civilians, if you will. So I'm like, what the fuck? Not only did I experience everything, almost froze to death, drones, fucking, not even like, what the fuck's going on that whole night? I now have to deal with the people of Arlington and not helping. And every person I asked had the same thing to say. Every person, they're like, I'm like, how do I get out of here? You guys don't have a bus? You don't have another, like, I don't know. You don't know? Yeah, I don't. We never had to get. I mean, you guys never had. Yeah, we drive. Well, if you broke down, and how do you get out of here? I don't know. I would ask. So they all had. It was the dumb kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like it's blatantly they're lying. I mean, I asked 8 to 10 people right away, right in the store, and they all had the same thing. And there was one lady that she was smarter than the average, or not smarter, but she kind of gave me a like a sign like stop asking and figure it out yourself because you're not going to get any help. She kind of gave me that look, like, and because the supervisor was behind her at the store, and she's like, I don't know, I'm like, she's like, it's a small town. I'm like, so you're telling me no one knows how to get out of the city? Okay, I mean, doesn't that sound weird? And why is there like fucking government officials everywhere? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever, you're not gonna help me. So after my phone's charged up a little bit, so all I did was Google. I just Googled Arlington, Oregon. First off, I didn't get anything. It came up Arlington, Texas, and Arlington, Oklahoma, or something like that. And then I put in uh, I-84 mile marker 141, where I knew I was, but the car broke down. And that's when Arlington showed up as a nearby town that also shares a zip code with three other towns. So it's a county, basically, Gilliam County. And now I'm doing my research. Forget everything that I saw and spectated. Now let's get just to the research. Just by Googling Arlington, I found out things. You're you're not allowed. There's no coming and going. You have to have permission to leave. And on medical, 24 hours. 24 hours in advance in order to leave. That's pretty bizarre for a American city. But hey, keep Oregon weird, I guess. I don't know, not just Portland, but Oregon's a weird state. I didn't think too much of it. Yes, I did. I thought a lot of it, to tell you the truth. But whatever. Still thinking logically. Still thinking everything that I've seen has got to be some explanation. Just trying to make it home to Seattle. It's been, at this point, it's been 15, 16 hours since I broke down. I was supposed to be back. I was 5 hours away from Seattle when this happened after driving 22. So, granted, I'm a little behind, right? I'm like, okay, like I need to get home to my fucking dog. So I'm pleading with people, like being nice, like, can you tell me how to get out of here? No one can help me. It got more scary because now I'm in a town and there's some cover up because why won't they help me? What did I do? I might be an outsider or whatever, but I'm trying to get out. I mean, I don't want to be here just as much as they don't want me to be there. I don't know, but it was just so. I felt like I had this, like, not one person would help me. And then this cop, I have video of it. This is when my phone's working now. The cop kept circling the grocery store, and I'm recording because I'm fucking tripping out. I don't have any holdbacks now of like, okay, thinking what I think, conspiracy theory, all that shit. Because at this point, they have to prove to me that they're not fucking government official doing weird shit because you're not allowed there. No buses, no nothing. Why? Because they're a small town. My asshole. That's not why. I'm sorry I'm using vulgar language, but I don't care. This is the most traumatic experience of my life, and I'm still not getting any help. So I'm doing all this on my own, and I don't care. So therefore, the cop is circling around. That guy that I told you about earlier that was following me, he's now in a vehicle and he's just in the parking lot. There's 5, 6 vehicles in the parking lot. 4 of them had a guy in there with the phone looking down, all in their car. So I'm asking, I'll go back inside and I said, it's weird that no one would help me, tell me how to get out of here. And it's weird that there's government officials everywhere. And then there's also weird that people are all in their cars. What hello, I'm like, what does everybody want? Like, why won't anybody fucking help me? Like, what the hell is going on? And the cop finally comes over. He parks, comes over. He wasn't gonna cop to me. He was just gonna go in the store like he's going grocery shopping. And they say, "Hey, police officer, can you help me, please?" Sure. What do you need? Um, how do I get out of here? First thing he asked, he didn't say, "I'll tell you how." He didn't say. He says, "How did you get here?" I said, "I broke down about 5 miles down the road." He didn't believe me. He's like, "You walked right into here?" Yeah, walked right in after breaking down. So can you help me, please? Why? Your has your car been towed? I don't fucking know. I'm not at my car, am I? How the hell do I know? God, it was just ridiculous. Um, he couldn't tell me how to get out. The police officer, the sheriff, the sheriff's department could not tell me how to leave. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm not getting any help from anybody. Uh, he tried to. I said, okay, what do you suggest, officer? Um, well, I suggest let's go back to your car. I'm like, no, I mean, I'll get it tomorrow. I need to get back to, I need to leave and then get to my dog. I'll worry about my vehicle tomorrow. I'm not going back there. I didn't tell him why. Didn't tell him why, but I told him, don't worry about it. But and then he kept insisting, like, well, your impound bills are going to be pretty high. And I'm like, not my problem. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Tell me how to leave. Couldn't do it. This utility guy came up from behind and said, well, Enterprise will come pick you up. He said it just like that. It was some, Enterprise will come pick you up. And he works for the city. He had like, the city, like one of the guys that I seen down in the four utility vehicles. It looked like one of him. And so I call Enterprise, and Enterprise is like, we're not allowed to pick up in Arlington. Okay. Well, this guy said you are, and he says you have. So he gets, I'm like, so I give him the phone. This is all outside right in front of the cop. And he's like, yeah, you picked me up before. And he's like, oh, okay, well, all right. And then so he gives me the phone back, and then he's like, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, so what happened? What happened? What? Then all of a sudden can't pick you up? I gotta go. He just takes off. He just doesn't even give me an explanation. He gives me my phone back and leaves. Oh my god. It's just at this point I'm like I'm beyond angry, cold, exhausted, frustrated, scared. I don't even care. I'm just like whatever, dude. Like whatever. So then I'm back to the cop, the police officer. I'm like, um, okay. He's like, well, maybe I can give you a ride to the edge of the county where you can get maybe an Uber or a bus or a taxi from the next county over, which is the Dallas. And I'm like, please do. So then he's like, well, let me see your ID. I want to, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Why do you want to see my ID, officer? So I want to make sure you're not a serial killer if I'm going to be taking you to the edge of the city. So I'm like, whatever, here you go. Give him my ID. He goes. He doesn't go and like look it up. He leaves with my ID. I'm like, what the fuck? He comes back. Then now there's another sheriff's car. Meanwhile, all the people in the parking lot are is still in their cars and still looking at me. And I have it all recorded, by the way, just so you know. And I'm recording him, and he comes out and he's like, I don't like to be recorded. I'm like, well, you know I'm recording. It's my right to record. He's like, you have to let them know. I'm like, I'm letting you know I'm recording you. So I don't know what the hell you want. Like, I'm going to. He's like, why? I'm going to give you a ride. You're going to record me. I don't like to be recorded. It's like, dude, I don't know what the hell is going on here in this city. No one will help. You don't have a system out. You don't have a system in. And at the end of the day, you keep wanting to go back to my car. So I don't care if you don't want me to record. I'm going to record. So at this point, I'm like, I'm livid. I'm just so pissed. He gives me my ID back because I don't have anything on my background, so he can't arrest me or whatever. I don't know if that was his intention of giving my ID. But then he says he's the sheriff, by the way. Just to let you know, he says he's not allowed to take me because after he gives me my ID, he's not allowed to take me because it will take an hour out of his way, a half hour there, half hour back. He's not allowed to take me. He's not allowed to spend that time, but he will take me to my car. He kept wanting to go back to my car or the vehicle I was driving. Like, well, he's like, well, it's going to be a high towing bill. Like, why hasn't it been towed by now? I don't care. Why do you want to keep wanting to go back there with just me, with no witnesses, to the place that I just left, where I seen a human skull and some fucking weird government drone shit? Why would you want me to go back there? I didn't say any of this. I would not tell him that. I'm not going to tell him what I knew and what I saw because I think that would have been very unwise of me, and I might not have ended up alive. I really think so. So because they were playing dumb. None of the residents would help me, and I'm not going to tell him anything that I saw. He didn't ask, but he wanted to go back. Well, why? It still has to get towed. It still doesn't have, whatever. Um, so at this point, I'm realizing I'm in a trap. I'm I'm like, well, I'm gonna go. I don't want to go back to my car. Thank you for your non-help and have a great day, right? Well, this woman says, why don't you hitchhike? And I'm like, well, I know that's a crime, you know. Well, no, if you do it on the shoulder of the road and not on the freeway, you're allowed to do it. And the cop's like, that's correct. And I'm like, what the fuck? You won't take me somewhere where I can get a ride. You won't give me a ride. You want to take me back to my car, but nowhere else. You lied to me and said that you would take me if I give you my ID. You're not. And now you want me to start walking on that freeway as soon as I touch foot on it. You're gonna probably arrest me for jaywalking. I think not. I'm a little smarter than that. Thank you. So I didn't know what to fucking do. I really didn't because I called counties. I called the Oregon State Police Department. Oregon State, not the or Arlington local. And I told them what was going on. I'm like, I'm in this town. They won't let me leave. I have no reason. I'm trying to get home. I broke down, and they all they did was refer me back to the local authorities. And I'm like, oh my god, I am in this fucking twilight zone. Why won't anybody help me? I'm fucking scared, man. So I'm now talking to people. At this point, I put on Facebook that if something happens to me, then it's because I saw something. Because I was scared for my life, and the advice that I got from friends was document, put it on Facebook, document the shit out of it. So I did. And the more I documented it and the more that people were acting suspicious and not wanting to help, like, why are they not helping me? Why are people following me? That's when I'm like, okay, full disclosure. I mean, I seen human bones. I seen I wasn't gonna do that at first. I was gonna write my story and tell a reporter, and then you know have this big scandal uncovered. But no, 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 no. It got way, way more deeper than that because they wouldn't let me leave. They couldn't tell me how to leave, but I wasn't in trouble because they had not known what I seen. So they were in limbo too. So I was smart. I stayed there. I went to this like local hotel. I went to the first one and it's just the front. It looked like an open hotel, but the doors were locked and it was closed and they didn't even have a business thing on Google. Most of the places weren't listed. So then I have more time to do research until I find a way out of there. I found out that it's like 92% white, so they have a diversity problem. Um, they have a 50% of the people that die there die of the same disease, which is a lung disease. Um, and oh shit, it's a nuclear toxic landfill all around Arlington, all in that area that I was in. Well, that makes I started putting two and two together. I'm like, well, that makes sense why all the trash was there. It doesn't explain why there's human remains like bones and a human skull, which I know for a fact was a fucking human. I can swear to God, I can vouch for that. I've seen other skulls that were probably they were animal, but this one was a human skull. Um, why that doesn't explain any of the stuff that I've seen about the drones and the train on the other side into the mountain. None of that explains. But it also started adding up. Well, when there's a nuclear toxic plant, there's probably other weird shit going on. Then I didn't even know about the drone training. Didn't even know about that, but I knew that there was drones. I'm like, well, maybe there's drones trying to find a new way to do, gas. Then I found out that it's an experimental landfill. It's not just the landfill; it's a special kind. Then I found out, wow, see, this is where Seattle throws their trash. I'm from Seattle. Why am I here? I don't know. I'm just trying to get all the connections, but at the end of the day, this is where we throw our trash. Seattle, Portland as well. But but I'm trying to figure out what is the correlation. Like, why would I even care, right? By the fact that I broke down there mysteriously. But this is where Seattle throws their trash, and they're trying to do this experimental plasma gas. Basically, they turn the trash into this plasma, and there's some. That's why there's red glows, and there's why it's so beautiful. There was these auras, It started making sense. So everything that I was seeing is now being justified. That's really what's going on because I'm researching it in clear view off of Google. Like, wow. So I started doing some more research as I'm sitting trying to figure out how I'm going to get the hell out of here. Meanwhile, I have Sam trying to find a way out. I have other friends. I have my grandmother. I have people trying to figure out how to get me out of there without either being arrested for jaywalking or hitchhiking or being killed or going back to the same place that I was at where I seen human, all this shit to begin with. So um, I just started doing my own little research, and I'm a pretty good little research boy because boy did I find some crazy stuff that's going on there. And this is like their front, like this is their, what they're trying, you know, in clear blue, in clear view, they are experimenting with a plasma um, disposal method, and the reason why I say experimental is because they don't know the effects that it's causing for the air pollution. They don't know what it's doing to the environment exactly. I mean, they do, but this is their MO. So I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my god, this is like a total big scandal. But guess what? It is what it is. So I'm seeing everything I'm seeing is true, but there's a lot more going on. That's all just part of it. So I read about um, there's another in a nearby a place. There's another landfill that is experimenting where they're putting it into the mountain. They're actually making putting the trash into a mountain and like burying it. And so I'm like, oh, maybe that's what they were doing with the drones and the train and all that weird shit, right? But then why is there all these vehicles with drill bits and just crazy things that are going on. Why would there be thousands of vehicles at 5 o'clock in the morning? So there's more to it. I'm like, everything that I see, the more that I try to not, like, I'm just trying to get out of there, the more that everything's coming to fruition. The people are acting weird. No one will let me leave. No one will tell me how to leave. Um, I seen some crazy shit, and all this crazy shit I seen, it's being justified by things that I'm finding on Google. So nothing at this point is out of the norm. I never thought in a million years I was hallucinating, but I also thought like, man, maybe I'm assuming things without, at this point, I'm scared for my life for a reason, and that reason is because I haven't been helped yet. Still have not been helped. And I'm only 5 miles from where everything happened, and I'm in a fucking Twilight Zone city where no one's helping. The police are weird. I'm being followed, and there's no conspiracy theory here. I'm not paranoid. I have no reason to be paranoid. I'm angry. I'm angry, frustrated, and at the end of the day, I had the most traumatic experience of my life. And the worst part of it is now I have to tell my story, and now I have to look out for whatever reason of someone, to cover it up, whatever's going on there. But because I wasn't supposed to see what I saw. So I find out that it was, I guess, a terrorist attack or a teacher the day before said that she was going to kill everyone's children, and there was a lockdown. Found out. I found out from the residents. I think my Sherry told me. Um, this is all why I'm there. This is when I'm like, okay, I need to figure out how to get out of here, and I need to figure out how to get out of here fast because now it's known that I'm here. If they find the car, they know it was in a place where everything was clear view. Um, they're covering something up for whatever. I have done my research and realized it's mostly a government and families place that lives there. Not a high median range of income, mostly white. But it did say that I think it was 35 to 40% of their income, of the residents' income, comes from private or unknown entities. So it's basically where's their income coming from? Why is there a bunch of government officials? Why is there no way in, no way out? Okay, this has weirdness written all over. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that something's going on here. And with the amount of stuff I saw, I didn't know what to think, but I need to leave. So after leaving, or no, sorry, after being at the hotel, she wouldn't even give me a bottle of water, by the way, and she kept asking questions. She's like, "Well, I have a friend that that may be able to give you a ride." Okay, please indulge me. Gets on the phone with a friend. Where are you going? I'm trying to get to Seattle, but I'll settle for the Dallas. Just get me out of the city. Um, where's your car at? That's Don't worry about it. Like, are you helping me or like why are you asking questions? She's like, you said you have to get home to your dog. How old's your dog? What the fuck? Why are you asking how old my dog is? It's none of your fucking business. I wasn't being rude. I was trying to be nice as possible, but literally, what, why do you need to know how old my dog is? Oh, I'm just curious. Are you gonna help me or are you not? Because it seems like you're not helping me. You won't give me a bottle of water. You're having me sit here saying you can give me a ride, and you're asking how old my dog is. Fuck you. Seriously. Um, so that dog ain't gonna hunt because I wasn't gonna keep giving her information, and then she kept trying to ask and get and it was so obvious she wasn't talking to her friend. She was talking to the police guy or government official that was trying to get information from me. Well, no, I'm not going to. Leave me alone. Like whatever. So I was just trying to help. No, you weren't, bitch. You were not trying to help. Oh god. Now everybody just wants to help my ass. You were not helping at all. I haven't got any help thus far. I'm on my own. So I finally get a hold of um a cab driver that's 2 counties over, and I said I will give you whatever you want. Just come and get me and pick me up. He's like, well, I'm not really allowed to do that, but I'll come and get you, please. So he gets off his shift and he comes in his individual car, and he picks me up right outside of the Hilltop Hotel or something where, god damn, it seemed like the Adams family lived at. I don't know, but takes me. As soon as I get in the car, I just thank him, and I just like I think I even give him a hug. I don't know. I just knew that even if I have a long path ahead of me, I still got out of that town for I was there for a long time, way longer than I needed to be or should have been. So at this point, I gotta pause because I need something to drink. So now I'm in the cab driver from counties over. I feel like I made it far, but I don't want to. So it wasn't until I talked to the cab driver that everything that I saw not only happened, but that there was some crazy shit going on. Before I began to tell him what I saw, I was kind of scared to tell him, but I needed to talk to somebody, and I was so happy to get out of that town that I full frontal told him everything. Before I started talking about my recollection of the river and the train of drones, he basically told me he's like, it sounds almost kind of like supernatural stuff. He's like, um, he's like, did you see any? Did you see any euphoric like flying things? I'm like, yeah, I did. He's like, well, it's the number one military drone testing place too. I'm like, why would the military be testing in a nuclear toxic landfill? Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, I don't know. But so basically, it summed up that what I saw, I wasn't hallucinating, and that's exactly what it was. Hmm. Well, he's the one that told me about um, the stuff that there might be experimenting into the mountains, but he's also like, there's a theory out here that there's a big event that's supposed to happen, apocalyptic, and they're building a escape tunnel hundreds of miles long. And that's kind of what I thought more than anything, because they were hiding this tunnel, that they were building something going through like a tunnel, and they were hiding it and layer by layer, and it made sense to me that that's what they were doing over putting trash into a mountain, which is weird to me anyways, because you put military drone training number one facility, and finding out that it's the number one of the Western Hemisphere, the number one nuclear toxic waste dump or landfill is where I was at. So you put that, and you put number one drone training, military grade. You put the town that I just left, all the secrets, you're not allowed in, you're not allowed out, all that stupid shit. You put all that together, something smells, something not right. Something's going on that the population, the majority of people don't know. And if they do, then what the fuck are we allowing them to do? You know, like why? So it made me feel good, not safe. It made me feel like I what I thought I saw. And this was the first time that I had any any sense of help for my